Sellers are probably going to defend this with their lives. This was a huge dump. They were just waiting for this level to be breached, and then they dumped everything. So I'm hoping after they've shown their hand that they would continue to bring it down at least to the previous point of control, and maybe for a continuation down. The range that we have is a 10-point range. It's definitely too tight. It needs to expand. It failed to expand higher because we had a nice push up buying, but then it was smashed down. So the sellers have definitely shown their hand here. As we broke higher and failed, now we should try and break lower. I'm gonna put my limit order to get out at 70. This was the previous level tested. For no other reason that we haven't traded, I haven't gone lower today than 70. You have a bunch of contracts at 69, which is normal. It's par for the course. But the reason I am front running this is that we're gonna trade towards size, and we're gonna try and tap this for two reasons: because there's a lot of contracts, and because it's the low of the day. So if it holds, and I get out at the tick. If it doesn't, it'll poke through. I would have lost something, but I will then look to have the price come back to that level and possibly initiate another short. So it's safe. It's a safe option. I have played very unsafely so far. The first was, I want to say that the first was bad luck, because we had a range and a breakout of the range was in the opposite direction, was the lower probability trade. We're ideally looking for continuation rather than a pushback, especially a pullback of this magnitude. And then the unsafe thing that I've done was to go long, seeing the little bit of buying that happened at the top. I thought, okay, well, they broke it, it's gonna go higher. It wasn't. It wasn't. We're in a range. We're not in a trending day. We had a little bit of slippage. I picked the level at 78, thinking that this would hold. It slipped quite a lot. Went out to 82, which is 2 ticks higher than the high of the day of the overnight session. Had I entered short at 80, I would have been safer, because I would have had my stop at probably 3 ticks, and then it would have turned down. But impatience. Sometimes you're greedy. You want to get in a trade because, oh my god, I'm gonna lose it. It's gonna go out with me, without me, and I'm gonna lose money. You're missing out on money, but I did lose money because I was greedy. So a couple of trades that really didn't work for me. 1, 2, 3, 4, 5. Yeah, I took the full 5 ticks on both, which means I'm down 10. I had 2 ticks set aside here, so I'm down 8. If this works as I foresee, then I would make a little bit of this back. But it's also possible that it will enter this range again. We're on a point of control at 73. and if the buyers are back in control, this could go, of course, higher again, because we're still trying to figure out the direction for the day. So continuation, there's been continuation. They sold a lot of contracts. What scares me is the fact that we're now lower in contracts than we were before, and we haven't reached the same level. So there's divergence here. We have a bottom at contracts in terms of cumulative delta, but we don't have a bottom in terms of price. So this could be buyers passively buying. Okay, so we have hesitation there. Let's reset everything. Let's see what happens from here. Sellers at 75. It's kind of getting stuck at 75. See, 300 contract to clear that level. And then you have buyers at 75. The push up from 73 to 77 was on relatively low volume, so we had 961 contracts going up. That means there's no interest in taking it higher, which is still good for the delta continuation and of course the price continuation. So another push at 74, but then buyers are back at 75. Buyers are probably trying to hold the breakout from the range, 74-70 range. We're also trading smack inside the value area, which is a comfortable area for the price to trade. We popped down, although there was a lot of buy-in at 75, we popped down to 72. So we're nominally back into the range. I mean the previous range. The one that failed to the high. This means a higher chance that the buyers have temporarily given up. Let's see where they regain interest. Nobody's buying or selling 73. There's a bit of a lull. Let's see what happens. They're playing with the book. They're stacking the offer. Of course, that doesn't mean anything, because as you see, it flips in a second. We have some more buying at 73. So I flipped it, they stacked The bid, they're holding on to this level, the 73, and now they're showing 72 and pulling. Let's see if big sellers come into 72. Buyers hit 73 again. Sellers come in with another 100 contracts. Okay, so you've seen a change in the book right here. They're stacking pretty heavily. A lot of contracts came in at 70. Book was stacked a little more here at 73, 72. Sellers have stopped for a minute or two. Price is ticking higher. They're pulling. Okay, and they came back in at 74. This is massive. I'm gonna get out. I'm gonna get out right here if I can, because this is bad news. I would like to reverse, but I want to see where this leads. So 74, they're buying. Yeah, this is interesting. They're gobbling up everything. You have a couple of very heavy levels right here. Of course, it could be all a spoof. Yeah, and they are playing in the sense that now they've stripped 73. Look, okay, that was a spoof. That was a total spoof. Now that's gone, and they flipped it, and I want to go short because that's not going to hold. Now they're stacking the offer. They're playing with me, man. Stacking the offer, it went up to this 2 level are pretty heavy. Let's see if it was a one-time thing or if they're gonna play ping pong at this level for longer, because I've seen that happen as well. They would just have a disposable 2,000 contracts that would shift in the book from one side to the other, to the other, and to the other. So let's keep a close eye on this 74, 75. What changes when it's when the price arrives there? So delta shifted. Well, it's bottomed out and it made a slight peak. But that was when the contracts were stacked on the bid. So now that they moved, okay, look, the 74, the level of 74 moved down at 73, which is an aggressive move because they're now defending 73 or pretending to defend 73 rather than 74. Buyers nowhere to be seen. The last ones were at 74. Okay, they bought out. There you go. They bought out 72, and they're now stripping. They've stripped 73, showing the level, and now they put those contracts back again. It looks like the play for for the for the sellers is going better than for the buyers. So let's see. Yeah, I'm gonna move this. There's no way that I'm gonna give it 5 ticks for this. So it's slowly going lower, and it's interesting because you would, if you had looked just at the chart, you would never have seen this. This was not on a chart, and price doesn't really tell you. Oh, there you go. So they bought 1,000 contracts in a go at 72, and still look at that. Look at that aggression. It moves down one price, and they fill the price. But 72. Unless that is, of course, there's somebody who really, really, really wants to buy. And if this disappears, vanishes into nothing when he's satisfied, because he just bought 1,000 contracts. Let's see how many he wants. And if he's satisfied and then he pulls everything out, look, this pulls out and this pulls out, he's satisfied. Yeah, the play is unraveling. I'm trying to concentrate on the price, on the book. I want to see what happens. So the buyers stop buying. So because this book is super stacked, you're running 12 against 6. Either the whole of the book is spoofed, or it wants to go down. It's funny how thousands of contracts are just air. Just nothing but a jest. Okay, so buyers in force at 72 didn't get them anywhere. Sellers step in at 73. Was this just a play to lure buyers into? But this is an institutional buyer. There's no way that these are not 200, 200, 255, 300 contracts. These are not small buyers. They're not after the retail trader. C73 being played. Look at the minus 1,000. So they put, there you go. Put it, pull it out, put it back, pull it out. Now they're filling 72. And this is now a range. This is not going anywhere. If you break 70, it stands to make some damage though. I wanna get out of the way. Some bought at 71. This is still there. I'm not gonna. Okay, my stop is still. My stop is still there, but I want to see it go down. Because when it falls, it falls. If it falls. Unless this pulls, of course. So I want to see that nice push down, bit more continuation, and then I'm gonna go try and work out an exit when I see heavy absorption at some levels. Now I'm talking like this because I expect this to break and run some stops. So you should at some point see some prices just go boom, 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 boom. So the sellers for now are very passive, because after that bout at 73, they sold some at 70, some at 69. Now it's popped back a little bit. Now they're showing 71 as a level. So it's not moving much. And then again, just by looking at the chart, let's bring up a 1 minute chart. Just looking at the chart, you would see, yeah, a top here at 77, a break, a failed break up until 82, and then it goes down. And this is a nice channel down, but it's been developing for now 20 minutes, and in 20 minutes it's run 7 points. So it's not exactly a show of force on the chart. It's not one of those big candles that just run and run and run in a short period of time. This is just pressure, silent pressure on the part of the sellers, who are methodically selling. Doesn't even show that much on the cumulative delta. I mean, we had a push down and this desperate buy up, represented by the, I think it was the 72. Yeah, it's when buyers dumped contracts here 72 and it took it up to 74, absorbed everything. And it's been going down, but man, this is boring. And again, today I don't have my volume indicator, so I don't know what the volumes are like. I would say very low, because it's like watching paint dry. See, now they're stripping 72. They're showing 72. The thing that worries me is that there is no reason whatsoever to have this show of force. Yes, we're trading 2,000 contracts per level, but the number of contracts that have been traded every time that it ticks up or high or low is ridiculous. I mean, look at this. It's 34 contracts bought since it ticked up. $200 sold. Really slow. So if you're trying to defend it, my point was, if you're trying to defend the level, you're a seller, and you don't want buyers to touch 73. All right. Why do you load up 1,400 contracts at 72? I mean, 200 contracts would do, and you have all the time to refresh this. So why show this? Why show all of this brute force and still take it down? There you go. So they're defending this now. Ooh, look at them. They pulled everything. So okay, they took it down to 70. And now they're gonna play. So everything's stripped. There we go. I'm gonna get out. Right there. With one tick. So that show was to sell. And now they've switched it back up. So they hit 70 and another defending 70. So someone has bought a lot. And they have a vested interest in seeing that go higher. So looking at the fact that we have barely traded 70 and they're stacking the level at 70, 69, and 68, I would say that we stand to go higher. Now, this could pull again at any moment, of course. That quiet from the sellers. Aye. This is spoof central. So everything pulled apart from 68, which was the level that was not traded. And out. I'm not gonna trade until this looks a little clearer.